Hi folks, I'm Matt and welcome to my top 100 board games of all time, for 2018 at least. Alright, so we're in the top 20. Woohoo! These games are great. And so to kick it off, my number 20 was number 25 last year. It shot up 5 spots and it is from Queen Games. It is Lancaster. Lancaster, you are doing a few things. It's kind of worker placement. You're trying to get certain areas to get certain tokens or benefits from there. You're also voting on certain amendments or laws of the country for that round, so hopefully you can gain even more points. You're building up your own little player board castle that gives you extra resources in the game that lets you do more stuff. You're going on crusades to get points. I mean, there's a million things to do in this game. It's super colorful, super easy to teach, and I got to play it with max players. We packed it out, and that was so much fun. So much fun. I think it probably was that one game where we just got to play, I think, 5 players. And there wasn't many spots on the board, so you had to be very smart on where you wanted to go. And I loved it. It really shined at that player count, and everyone had a good time. I mean, it took them maybe one round to get what was going on because none of them played the game before, and after a while, whew, it was a quick run for your money. I don't remember who won that game, but I remember thinking, wow, I knew the game was fun, but this is just, give it that max push up there to get into my top 20. So Lancaster, fantastic game. At number 19 is a new game that into my collection at least. It's not new, but it was my first time to be introduced to Stefan Feld, a designer who does a lot of great games, and unfortunately a lot of his popular ones I do not care for. However, this one, Amerigo, is fantastic. Amerigo, you're basically dropping cubes in this tower. Whatever color comes out determines the kind of actions you can take on that turn, and every round you're picking up and dropping more cubes in there, and the cube tower will keep certain cubes in there, so some will come out, some will be stuck in there, and you can do those actions later on or right then and there. Now the number of cubes of the most color that come out determine the amount of actions or movement or whatever that you can use for that one color. Doesn't matter what color those, like let's say 5 blues come out, 1 yellow, 2 greens, and a red. You could do the red action 5 times because 5 blues came out. That just makes so many choices in the game, and it is unbelievable. Every time I have brought this out, everyone immediately wants to play right after we're done, and that tells you how great a game it is. And that's also why it is number 19 on my list. But hold up, we're not done with Stefan Feld yet. At number 18 is my second Stefan Feld game that I have, and it's the last one. There are no other ones here. I don't see this one on anyone's top 100 either. Bruges. Oh man, you thought Amerigo was good. Bruges is slightly even better because you have these cards that you can do different actions on. One card can signify like 6 or 7 different actions. You can get resources, gain people, turn the card over into a house, or use the actual character and put him in the house. You're building up your own little city. You're building up the canals through Bruges. It's phenomenal. The amount of decisions that you have, and I'm actually drafting the cards. There's 2 stacks. You don't know what's under the next stack. You can see the color, but you don't know what type it is. And sometimes certain colors you need. Great game. I just haven't played this enough, I feel like. I feel like both of these Feld games will probably push their way on up even higher. But the amount of times I've played it so far, they have not. They have yet to get old. And so I know I'm conservative when I'm placing new games on my list, but these 2, I don't have to worry about. I think these are easily top 20 games for me. Now again, this is where I differ from a lot of other people on the internet. The other Feld games, they just do not interest me at all. And some of them I've played have not been interesting at all. But these 2, man, Amerigo and Bruges, actually when I was making my list, I was like, ooh, this is hard because on any given day, one could trump the other. But Bruges is really good, and that's why it made it on the list at number 18. My number 17 was actually number 16 last year, so that's not bad. It only dropped one, and it is Thrash and Roll. Thrash and Roll, you are a rock band. You're trying to make a hit single and then eventually a hit album to shoot up the top charts. And you're also getting your band to be more talented, give them better equipment, make them more popular with your fans. And it's such a great game. This is basically dice placements where you're placing around the board to do certain actions, to do any of those things I told you about. And you can also go on tour with Turbo and really kick it into high gear with the points there, even though it's going to cost basically all your dice to do. Oh man, this is a great, great game. I wish the expansion had come out for it with basically, I think it was just an extra 5th player, which I really could have done well with. I really wanted to share this with extra players. I think that made the game even better. But unfortunately, whoever did the Kickstarter was, you know, kind of cheated everyone out of their money. It was a scam. Look out. So it doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon. It's not coming back in print. You may can find a copy of it for pretty cheap, but I know that every single person I play it with, they look at it and they go, oh, this is interesting, rock band, and they love it. There's even a heavy metal album in the box. You gotta play it at least once, because it does. After that, you can get, you know, Alexa or whatever to play some general rock music, but that heavy metal album is kind of cool. We play it once or sometimes twice while we're playing through the game. But oh man, Thrash and Roll is so much fun, and it has a unique theme, and all that combines to put it at number 17 on my list. Number 16 was number 21 last year, so color me shocked that it climbed up 5 spots. Not because it's a bad game, but I just realize every year that I love it even more, and that is Pay Dirt. Pay Dirt, you are mining in Alaska and you're trying to get that gold, but to do so, you're going to have to get better equipment, hopefully more workers, and then other things you'll need to help improve your chances of getting that, processing that soil and getting that gold. You may want to go to the shop to buy a few nice things to kind of add on. You got to upkeep your machinery too. And the first part of it is a bidding war. You get to bid for equipment, or people, or land, because there are some land tiles that are more richer than others, and it becomes a bidding war, and you can't bid for the same item back to back, or same section. So once someone bids on like characters, the next person cannot bid on another character. They got to put something up for bid differently, meaning equipment or land. And I love that, because the game really morphs into this. You want to have the most gold, but whoever has the most gold, it also is going to penalize you, because there are these bad cards you have to do at the end of the round, and the person with the least amount of gold gets their choice of which card. So they may pick a card that doesn't even affect them. Well, eventually, most likely, the player who gets stuck with the last card is the worst card. It's going to hand tie him on things or really hurt his business for that round. And some people call that a little, cruel. Why does first place get punished? Well, he's got a lot of gold. And I think the game really balances itself out that way, though. I love this game. I have all the little mini expansions with it. We have shuffled them in the deck, but I don't think they've all that equipment and characters have come up. I know a few maybe have, but man, oh man, every time I play this game, like I said, I just love it a little bit more. And for it to climb up 5 spots to finally make it inside my top 20, very proud of this game. Love it to death. Pay Dirt, number 16. Number 15 was number 35 on my list last year, so it climbed 20 spots up to here. And to be honest, I shouldn't have been surprised. The King's Abbey. What a great game. You're a bunch of monks. You're trying to build your monastery and build up your defenses. You're fending it from Vikings and whatever the darkness is. I don't know what it is, but it's bad. You're also sending these meeples, which is peasants and maybe dice, on crusades. It's dice placement again. I seem to have a theme here on games I love. But there's a lot going on, but it's not enough to be overwhelming. And there is a lot of strategy in the game. There's events that happen every round. Could be good, could be bad. You don't know until that card's flipped over. I love it. I love the game. You'll never get everything you want done, and it doesn't need to be that way. But the resource gathering, just making sure you keep your peasants fed. You got to, you can wheel and deal sometimes. You can help people on a crusade, but you got to get some, what's in it for you? You got to split the profits evenly or give them a deal they'll be happy with. Man, like I said, when I first got this game last year, I thought, this isn't that good of a game. I was playing it wrong. Then I found out I was playing it wrong, played it, loved it. Well, this past year, every time we've played it, it just climbed up and up, in my opinion, and I was like, wow, why did I rank this game 35? Because I was being conservative last year. Now this is a much better ranking for the game because it is phenomenal. King's Abbey, my number 15. My number 14 was number 4 last year. That's right, another top 10 gets shaken from the tree and drops about 10 spots here, but it's still a great game. It's called Project Elite. Now, as of the date of this video, there is, CMON is doing a reprint of it that looks incredible. But Project Elite is a real-time, dice-chucking action game where you're running around shooting aliens, trying to accomplish a mission and keep aliens away from your base. If you can do that in under 8 rounds, you'll win the game. Also, if you can do that, you're awesome, because this game is super hard. A lot of times on easy, we win now, but we lose once every maybe 4 games. And I mean, when we lose, there's one game on easy, we lost in the first round. Because if the dice don't roll your way, baby, you ain't going to get anything. And I think that's why it dropped a little bit, because I realized, man, it is all luck of the roll. That is it. If you just get unlucky on the cards or unlucky on the rolls, which we did, we lost in the very first friggin' round. And I understand, hey, that's how the game goes, right? And I still love the game, but one thing I felt was finicky was those weapons. You get dealt 2 random ones, and what if they just don't match your character well? Now, you can feel free to switch them out, but when you're looking for different items on the board, and I've got a long-range guy, he's better at long range, yet he has 2 short-range weapons, and I can't find anything else new, that's aggravating. And then, of course, you work so hard to get these matching die so you can roll your bullets to try to shoot the alien, and when you finally get a matching die, you're like, oh, finally, and you roll and you don't hit, and it's aggravating at times. So on medium, we will lose 50% of the time, guaranteed. On easy, we're going to win 75% of the time. On hard, we win 0% of the time, and on very hard, I don't know. I've never even tried it because I know what happens on hard. This game is extremely hard, but you know what? It's fun to play. You're screaming, you're yelling, you're throwing dice, you're just flicking things, little minis off the table. That's why the minis never bothered me in this original game, because yeah, they're not the nicest ones, but you don't need nice ones because you're just moving them and then chunking them. The new ones by CMON look really nice. I wonder if we're going to chunk those across the room. I don't know, but I am excited. I did back the Kickstarter, so I am super excited. Maybe they did something better about the weapons, maybe gave you some decent starting weapons that match your character, and I haven't read too much into it, but I think they may have done something like that, because that would be much better than, like I said, you had a short range, a guy who's really good at short range, but he has these long range weapons, and I'm still going to get up on them, so why do I need a long range weapon? So the weapons seemed a little bit finicky, and that's why I kind of had to bump it down. But you know what, though, regardless of that, I'm keeping the first edition anyway, because I think it's going to be just as fun as the new edition, but we'll see. We'll see next year. All right, so there's Project Elite, my number 14. Number 13 was number 56 last year. It climbed up 43 amazing spots. This is the one that shot up the highest out of anything on my ranking, and I don't know why I had it at 56, because the more I play it, the more I absolutely love it, and I see it on clearance sales online everywhere. Versailles. Wow, the entire board is one giant rondelle where you're just moving your people around, and the more people you have in a certain area, you can take advantage of certain things that you gather resources, construct, get garden tiles, build those garden tiles, whatever it is you want to do. And you can only move in one direction. When you go to the garden, you can only exit out one way. So garden's like a shortcut and go back to the thing. It doesn't go back to almost the beginning. You have a round counter, which is basically the King Louis Louis as every time a player moves around the board with any of their pawns. You could have several, 4 or 5 pawns out, and if all 5 of them cross, Louis is moving up 5 more steps. So the game could end when he gets to the gardens, which usually it doesn't. Usually it does end when all the gardens are built. Now the gardens are these tiles, and that they have to match up with the borders surrounding the other tiles surrounding them. And you can always have a different looking garden in every game, and I love that as well. There's nothing not to like about this game. Why, oh why did I mark it at 56? It's a phenomenal game, and the more I play it, the more I love it. It's just too bad there's so many great games up in the top 10, or Versailles would definitely be up there for me. I love this game. Awesome game. My number 13. My number 12 was number 15 last year, so it moved up a couple of spots here, and that's because it's a game that everyone loves, even the misses. It's one of her favorite games that I have. It's Long Shot. Long Shot is the horse racing game where you are betting on buying and assisting other horses around the track. You're playing cards on other players or to help yourself. You're trying to root for the horse that you want to win, and even if your horse, the horse you own, doesn't win, as long as you have more money bet on that horse than the other player who owns the horse, you're going to win. I love this game. It feels like a horse race. I may not own any of the horses on the board. You don't have to buy a horse to win. You can just place bets and spread them evenly across the board, and hopefully you'll luck out. There's a no betting zone, so once it gets past that and it looks like they're going to win, no one can place bets. And it's aggravating because you're like, no, on my next turn I was going to do it. I promised I was going to do it. You weren't going to do it. It's great. Everyone loves this game because everyone's cheering, everyone's laughing, everyone's screaming as you get 2 horses right there on the finish line, and whoever rolls that right number is going to move them. And you're like, no! Or even worse, they can use one of their reroll tokens and make themselves re-roll, which I have seen before in a game that's totally changed the outcome. Wow, what a great game. What a great game. I don't even care about horse racing in real life, but holy crow, I love Long Shot. And of course, that the missus loves it too is always a good bonus. But my entire gaming group loves this. So it's a no-brainer that it moves up a few more spots here at number 12 on the list. And finally, number 11. I gotta talk about this one. This is a game I got right after I finished filming soon after I finished filming my 2017 games. It came in the mail, and I was like, oh, well, dog, let me go ahead and play this and see what it's like. I never even thought it'd make my top 100. I just got it because I thought it was a unique theme. And then I started playing, I was like, ooh, this is really good. And even though it's kind of around a certain season, I played it year long, and I found myself playing this and enjoying it more and more, and it is the highest game on my list that I just received out of all the games I got. This one has beat all of them out. Okay, I'll stop with it, with introducing it here and just let you know, it's Santa's Workshop. Wow, yeah, but some people are going, wait, what? This game can't be that good. I think it is. It is worker placement. Your elves trying to make toys for Santa before Christmas, and each elf you can train differently. Each elf is shown as a different meeple model, and that's important because some of those elves you can put in class, and they can be better at wood making or metal making, or assembling toys better, or make good at fabric. And so each elf is going to be unique because they can't have the same. Like one guy can't have 2 wood making markers on him, but he can have wood making and something else. And so you're training your elves at the same time as gathering resources. Sometimes to get toys out quicker, you'll be getting plastic parts. It'll give you less bonus points when you've completed. However, at the end of every 3 rounds, whoever has the most toys created in that round gets an additional bonus. So that's why you'd use the plastic parts too, just to help assemble some of your last minute toys. They say the game has a bottlenecking issue. I've never seen that. The publisher actually came out with rules that I think really handle that well. And the event cards, I remember in my review I said, I'm not going to play with those event cards. It makes it harder. No, it makes the game funner. And I do totally walk back on my review, what I said in my review on that, because I play with the event cards all the time. This is another game that I blinged out a little bit. I have my own little Santa marker, and I'm trying to come up with my own version of an expansion. Right now I'm failing at it because I suck as a game designer, but I really hope they come out with something else on this, because in my mind design is a home run. And this isn't, sure, it's a Christmas themed game, and sure, it's great around the holidays, but I'm telling you folks, I brought this out in Christmas in July, you know, and we had a great time. I even played Christmas music, which is a big faux pas for me. I don't play Christmas music until after Thanksgiving, but I said, you know what, I'll make an exception here when we're playing this game because it just puts you in the mood for Christmas again. Like I said, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. Christmas isn't, but I still love Christmas. And Santa's Workshop, I don't know, there's something about this game that is just such a joy, an absolute, utter joy to play. And it almost, as a new game, it almost made it into the top 10. Wow. But at number 11, it should be happy. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. But wait, come back next time. I'm going to do my top 10, baby. See you then.